Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Dave Spends It All, where Dave spends it all. Now, just got back from a 3-night stay down in sunny Orlando, Florida, where we stayed at the Hyatt Regency Grand Cypress. And I want to give you a little bit of a review and let you know what we thought about that property and whether it might be right for you and your family. We stayed there a couple of times now. I should give something away. And we stayed there with kids and without kids. So, without further ado, here's our review. Ask any questions down below. Whoop!
This site's located just off I-4, just behind the Disney Springs area, so quite crowded little area, but when you pull into the back of this property, you have a nice little drive up, you get to drop your bags, and it is a sprawling property, so they've got a bunch of acres back there. The main check-in area is a giant open atrium. It's really nice. It's not necessarily my style, but it is quite inviting, quite open, and just really lush environment to kind of walk into. They have a few different options for food and beverage. One is a atrium bar right there in the center. We went down and had a drink one night, and service was good. We also used their grab and go quite a few times. They've got all kinds of snacks in there and great things for breakfast. I also have a Starbucks in there, so we would grab our morning coffee. One day I got an egg and cheese sandwich, and it was pretty good and fairly priced at about $8 or $9 because I think you could have had 2 people eat that thing. It was pretty big. And then they have the Lake House, which is their nice restaurant there. I've had it for breakfast in the past. I had an omelet. It was good. Service was good. And we also used it once to grab burgers and sandwiches and salads and take them out to the pool area. So it was nice that we could take that out there, have a nice meal alongside the pool. So all good options, and service was always pretty good. The outdoor area and the grounds are truly what make this property probably unique a little bit for the area, because they've got so much acreage. It just sprawls, and when you walk outside, it's really a lush environment. All kinds of tropical plants, which, being from Ohio, we really appreciate going to some place like this, seeing some palm trees and getting to walk around. So they've got lots of space outside. They got jogging trails. They've got areas for you to go do boating activities, little things like taking out canoes, and kind of show you that. But just walking around, obviously you're going to notice the pool complex, which is incredible. If you've got little kids that want to spend a day swimming at the pool, this is the right place to go, because they've got they've got hot tubs that are elevated that go down to the water, and then they've got a nice big pool slide. They've got caves in there. You can swim through one side to the other side. It's also nice. My kids are a little bit older, so we were running around playing, and they've got an area that goes down to about 6.5 feet deep, so they can be challenged and a little bit just kind of adventuring around and playing and goofing off. So that's probably the biggest perk to this place, is just the time you can spend outside. And like I said, they've got food out there that you can grab. They've got plenty of seating. We never had a problem finding a seat, so that's always nice when you go to a place and you can find a place to sit. And it winds around through the property too, so there's little places that you can reserve in the back, or you can stay here in the front, or you can go down by the beach. Whatever you really like, you can find. I'm sure my kids could have spent all day just kind of playing around that area. They also have bike rentals in the back. They've got a little putt-putt area. They've got volleyball. They've got all kinds of things that you can do to kind of spend some time with the family and get away. So I really love this area, and this is why probably the main reason that I would go back, because if you're going down there, whether it's for work or for a Disney visit or just going to the parks, whatever you're doing, this is a great way for you to kind of get away and then just have a day away, but still plenty of activities for family. So hats off. They've got lots of room down there, and they've done a good job with it. The beach area is quite nice. They've got the volleyball court, and they've got some seating set up down there. But probably the best part is they have the little pond where you can take out canoes or paddle boards and kind of go around the little lake. No alligators were sighted, so no problems there, but it was just kind of a good way to kind of escape and go do something for a little while, and then come back, jump back in the pool. Room-wise, we were up on the 18th floor, so we had a nice view up there, and they do have balconies that you can open up and get some fresh air. Now, I say balcony, it's a tiny little area that you can step, and not loving heights, I went up there, poked my head out a few times, got some fresh air, and that's probably all we would use it for. We had a lake view, as you can see, but they also have pool views, which are really nice. We've had one of those before, and if I could zoom in here very well, you'll see that way out in the distance, see the Contemporary and some of the Disney properties that are out there. So it was a nice view, nice way to start the day. The room itself was nicely set up and appointed, as a standard room would be in any Hyatt. The showers were great. We really liked the showers. As the rain head shower, I know some people don't like that, but they had nice pressure in there. Controls are a little bit goofy, but overall it was a nice shower that we both enjoyed. Otherwise, standard fare and clean. You know, probably more than anything, my wife wants a clean room, and she got a clean room. So walking into a hotel, this one's probably, I would say, not even mid-cycle. You know, it's still clean, it's still current, everything looks nice and new. Now, of course, not nice and new to us because we've been living in it for 3 days. This is the end of the trip, so that's what you're gonna get to see here. Closet has a sliding door, so misses a little bit of privacy there, but has the you know, standard stuff in there, a little safe, an ironing board. But hey, you're in Florida. Who needs an ironing board in Florida? But the room, this one has a king size bed and a pull-out sofa, and that worked quite well for us. Not having kids this trip, so the rest of it, you know, pretty standard. TV was good. I would say that our internet Wi-Fi connection was not great. It was pretty slow. That would be a complaint. Coffee maker, yep. Little refrigerator, yep, which is always nice when you're on a trip. Now, we have stayed here a few other times, and one time we had a nice big suite, and that was when we came with the kids. So we came down, we stayed in a nice big suite, so we just had more room, and it was nice. Here's a picture of it so you can kind of see what it was like, but it gave us a lot more space and had a whole additional bedroom attached to it. But rooms were nice, and we enjoyed it.
All right, so let's talk pluses and minuses and the fees for our 3-night stay here at this Hyatt. I would say pluses, obviously the large grounds. It's beautiful. When you get back in this little private little enclave, it's very quiet. You're in a very busy corridor of Orlando right there, but the space is so big that when you get back in there, it's very quiet. Plenty of quiet places to escape to. And overall, the outdoor space is incredible. It's really nice. You know, pool complex, lots of amenities going on. You got a lot of space out there to enjoy with the pond back there and the boats and everything else. So great. Shower was also nice. My wife and I both commented it was really nice, really comfortable. Room, nice and clean, and the friendly, helpful staff. Great staff there that we worked in. Everybody that we encountered was really nice and very helpful. Minuses, I would say probably the one that stands out are kind of hidden costs. So they aren't really hidden, but you need to pay attention, and I'll explain those here in a minute. Occasional wait for elevators. We went down on spring break, and there were really long waits for the elevators, but obviously that was during COVID, and so there were COVID protocols in place, so can't really complain there. But even this time, sometimes a slight wait for elevators, and I think if you were on a low floor, we were on a high floor, so when we would get on to come down, we would pass the people on the lower floors and there's no room in here. So during busy times, that might have an effect. Last thing that kind of pops up would be there's a long walk, a good walk to the South Park. We didn't mind it, but there were days when it would rain. If it's raining, you're trying to get out and walk outside for a long distance there, that can be kind of a problem. So if you don't mind that. Wasn't a big deal, but something to consider. Now to the cost. We stayed here, we stayed in a suite, in an individual room by myself, and this time it was my wife and I, and we paid $249 per night, which I would say is kind of mid-level for that little area right there. But with that comes $37.51 in taxes every night, $25 in parking per night, that's self-parking, and a $38 daily resort fee. So if you don't pay attention to those will add up quickly. Now the taxes, that's a Florida thing. They don't have state income tax, so they're gonna get it somewhere, and a lot of it is by tourism. But yeah, you add resort fee, parking, and taxes, and it was $100.51 per day on top of the $249. So now we're at about $350 per night, and that equates to about a 29% markup to the $249 that you're paying daily. So if you're a family traveling down here and you book your rate, just be aware that there's going to be a lot of fees on top of that for this particular hotel. So there you have it, 3 nights at the Hyatt Regency Grand Cypress. I would say overall we really enjoyed the property. We'll definitely go back. Pretty decent value. Like I said, Some hidden costs there that I wasn't too thrilled to see, but I don't know. What are you gonna do? Sometimes that happens. But now you know about it, so it won't happen to you. You'll be aware. So for that reason, I'm gonna ask you to like and subscribe to the channel for future content like this about Orlando, Disney, and other places that we visit. So love you to come along. See you next time. What?